Welcome, welcome. We're doing a brief introduction. If you're just joining us, my name is Adinuga Bisoya. I'm project coordinator here at HowKY. And for today's Data Insight program, we're just briefly introducing ourselves before we move forward. I have Aja from Leeds. She's a student. I have Adebanke Okulalu. Apologies if I butchered that. I'm super sorry, from the United Kingdom. Let's see. Yeah, so brief introductions for those joining us, just your name, where you're joining us from, and if you have any specific expectations from today's Data Insight program, I would more than love to hear them. We're going to be joining in a bit. I just want to hear from other people. I want more people to join us before we kickstart. Okay, more introductions are in. I have Ademola from Hall, who's also an RKY alumni. Welcome, Ademola. I have Chiamaka Max. She's a growth specialist at Comnic. I know who this is. Okay, in just about a minute, we'll be starting. I want us to start exactly 12:10. So please, if you haven't, share the links to your group chat, to your friends. Let's get everybody here. Okay, it's exactly 12:10. Like I said, I would start exactly 12:10. So let me just start then. Just a quick roll call again. Can everybody see my screen? I just want a quick confirmation before I begin my presentation. Okay, yes, we can. Then I can get started. So yes, briefly before we go straight into today's presentation, I want to quickly introduce us to RKY Group. RKY Group is a dynamic conglomerate dedicated to bridging the job gap and creating opportunities for underrepresented individuals and communities. During the introduction, like we hear some people say, oh, they're currently they're an alumni of ours, which means that these people have gotten some form of introduction to us by one of the following ways. We have a diverse portfolio in RKY, and that includes the RKY Careers, which is an multi-award-winning edtech company that offers practical bootcamps in data analysis, business analysis, project management, and many more. The goal with RKY Careers is for us to create a platform to equip people with job-ready skills and enable them to take advantage of that. We also have the Apply Buddy, which supports professionals with job application, CV optimization, cover letter writing, and interview preparation. We have the Limitless and Thriving podcast, where you get to hear insight and success stories to empower immigrant professionals and entrepreneurs. We also have the Limitless Without Borders, which is a networking and tech careers event that features keynotes, panels, workshops, all together. Everything that we have in the diverse portfolio of RKY Group is towards the end goal of equipping you with job-ready skills and helping bridge the gap of underrepresented individuals, particularly in the UK. We have the Immigrant Founders Network, which provides resources, mentorship, networking for immigrant entrepreneurs. So whether you're a student, that is, you're currently enrolled in schools, you're doing your master's, your undergrad studies, you're currently working, or you're even an entrepreneur, you're thinking to become an entrepreneur, that, oh, I want to start this business in the UK, I want to do this, I want to do that. RKY Group is offering an holistic solution to each and every one of your needs. At RKY Group, we always say that we are problem solvers. So what we try to do is to solve major problems that we can find around us. So majorly about RKY Careers, like I said, we're a multi-award winning edtech company that empowers international students and professionals to excel in the competitive global job market and help you secure your dream positions through personalized career guidance and support. What does this mean? It means that throughout your journey to become a professional, we'll be there from the beginning to the end. Our solutions are tailored to support you in every step of the way. Our boot camps are very practical and they're experience focused. And they are tailored towards equipping students with the work experience to scale interviews and thrive in the job market. We have over 1,700 success stories of students that have been hired into their desired job in various leading firms, from your JP Morgan to your Workpay to tech firms, to even those that have been able to secure jobs in the NHS. So this is to show you that at RKY, it's not just talk. There's a lot of success stories that can back up every single thing that we claim, every support, every solution that we claim to provide to our students. And during the course of this, we've definitely been awarded for it. As you can see on my screen, we've won a couple of awards from Top 25, Changing the Face of Education, Best Professional Service Solution Company of the Year, Career Support Organization of the Year 2024, Best EdTech and Career Coaching Company 2024 in the UK, Diversity and Inclusion Innovation Award, Outstanding Coach and Mentor, and many, many more. And now, to briefly put a face to the brand, I'm sure that a lot of people have had direct interactions with the brand who know who our founder is. Is none other than Rukayat Halabi. She's a multi-award winning entrepreneur, and she's the founder and CEO of RKY Careers. She founded this out of her passion to support migrants who are navigating the job market, landing their desired jobs, and excelling in their careers. As founder and CEO of RKY Careers, she has also been recognized for the incredible work that she has been doing. And she has been recognized as top 25 changing faces of education. She has also been accepted into the Forbes Official Coaches Council in 2024, and she got the Global Recognition Award in 2024, where she has contributed to over 10 expert panel articles. She has founded various successful companies, like I've noted, and she leads us at the RKY Group, which includes Apply Bloody, the RKY Digital Solutions. And a key highlight is her commitment to diversity and inclusion, which includes the Limiters Without Border annual event, which just concluded last month, June. I'm sure anybody here who attended the event will agree that it was amazing. We had the award segment, we had the different showcases, which was also tailored to also creating the platform that represents migrants and underrepresented individuals in the UK. So yes, I've talked about how we bridge the gap for a lot of migrants that come to the UK. Apologies. Sorry, can you still see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, please just a minute. Okay, yeah. So I was saying that there are various ways that we do form the solutions to a lot of the problems that have been listed, that we position ourselves, and one of it is due to our training services. And for RKY Careers, what I mean by our training and services, these are the boot camps that we provide. This is how we create job-ready individuals in the market, right? Our trainings include data analysis and business analysis, which is one of the reasons why we're here today. We have the PMBA, the Project Management and Business Analysis Bootcamp. We have Advanced Microsoft Excel and Scrum Master. We have Product Owner and Product Manager. We also have the digital marketing, and we also have the compliance and KYC training programs. What does this mean in a nutshell? It means that you can join any one of these programs of ours to ensure that you can take advantage of the vacancies that are currently open up. If you think, oh, I don't have the skills, I don't have any interaction, all you need is your dedication and your commitment. By joining our bootcamp, we offer the solutions that you need. We offer you the training, even the work experience that you need to take it further. And some of the other services that we do provide is the CV optimization, career advisory, interview prep, LinkedIn optimization, a professional portfolio, and a full career rebrand for those that need it. We also have other IT services and tech digital solutions that we provide for everybody. And that's mobile app development, change management, IT training, IT project consultant, and website development. Now, I've been talking about work experience. right? I've been saying that, and that's quite true, because we do provide you the work experience that you need. I can see we have more people on the call now, so welcome everybody that is joining us for today's Data Insights program. I've been giving a brief introduction about us, what we do at RKY Careers, and who we are at RKY Group. And now I wanted to quickly just talk to us about the work experience lab, because we all know that the job market is highly competitive. One of the things that you get asked is, oh, have you done this before? Have you done this before? And like I said, at RKY Careers, we are problem solvers, right? And that's why you have the work experience lab. This is where we emphasize the value of practical learning by giving you real world projects to actually work on. What is this supposed to do? It's to allow you to develop the essential skills to build the confidence and how would I say, and basically, like I said, develop the essential skills that you need on this training. I said previously that we have various trainings that we take. So take project management, for instance, take data analysis, for instance. This data insight is one of the ways that our students build confidence, because they're going to come here in about a few more minutes and present their data projects to you guys. And like I said, we aim to bridge the gap between education and the professional environment, which is supposed to strengthen the overall workforce capabilities and adaptabilities that we have. Now, how do you gain work experience? You join the tech accelerator programs of the boot camps that we have, because our boot camps do provide a very immersive and hands-on learning experience, and you'll be exposed to various tools. Even the environment itself is, I think, is one of the best ways for you to learn, because you're not learning alone. You're learning with other dedicated people, which means that we're fostering a very healthy collaborative environment. We simulate the work environment in such a way that when you do get into your job, you're able to fit right in. Now, to the reason why we are here today. I've been speaking, and I want us to actually have a very, very interactive session, right? So I want to just quickly ask, how many of us here are new? I know more people have joined us. You can just raise your hands or just signify in the chat box. When I say new, that is, you've not had any form of interaction with us at RKY, you're not an alumni, you're not a current student, you're currently new and you're joining us for the first time. Let me see. Okay, I have Thomas Adekoya. Welcome, Thomas. Okay, Max. Welcome. I think I currently have 3 hands up. Okay, welcome. Welcome, guys. Welcome. So yes, what are we going to be seeing today? Today's data analysis exhibition is on these 4 core companies. We have the Synaptics Digital Solution, we have TFT Marketing, we have Quantum Sphere Consulting Limited, and Core Success Medical Center. Now, to meet our esteemed judges, I think I'm always proud when it comes time to us to introduce our judges, because our judges are not just people that we just say, hey, come on. They're not just professional. They're definitely, as you can see their profiles, they're professionals in their fields, but they're also professionals who have passed through the bootcamp. We're saying these are people who were once here, who were probably once on a data insights too. Say, no, they're not familiar with RKY as a brand. They don't know anything about data analysis. But now they've gone through the process. They'll come out and now they are now even working in reputable firms. The first judge that I'll be introducing is Joshua Ayeni. He's a data analyst at Birmingham City Council. We also have Oluwaseun Daniel Oshusoya. He's a sales analyst at Mikra. We have Olufemi Michael Oladipo. He's a data analyst at the NHS Counter Fraud Authority. And lastly, we have Chinaza Elobuike. She's a digital insight analyst, and she is one of our tutors at RKY Careers. So welcome, judges. These are our judges. I've introduced you to the businesses, and then we can go straight into it. Project Quantum, are you guys ready for us?
Yes, please. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. So right on my screen here today, the first project I'll be having will be Quantum Sphere. They are quantum finance and their industry is finance. Presentation would be done by Adebayo Adetola and Grace. Grace, I don't want to butcher your surname, so I will just rest here. So guys, please share your screen and take us to it.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me clearly, please?
Yes, we can.
Hi, my name is Adebayo Adetola, and I'll be representing Team Quantum Finance to make this presentation, which is titled Unlocking Workforce Insights, a Strategic Financial Analysis for Data-Driven Decision Making. The objective of this presentation will be to provide a comprehensive data-driven analysis of workforce demographics, employment trends, and income patterns to enable evidence-based decision-making and strategic planning. And these are some of the stuff I'll be talking about: the basic overview, the employment analysis, income analysis, demographic insights, capital gain analysis, geographic insights, and some recommendations based on our analysis of this data we've worked on. I'm going straight to it. We received a data of about 33,000 plus, about approximately 33,000 plus employees. And having refined the data, we got to a distinctive number of roughly 29,000 employees. And the average age of this data set is 39. The average income is about $46,000. And the average working hour is 40 hours. And now, of this population set that we've worked on, 55% of the population sought higher education. That's those who ranges from college, who took academic qualification from college upward to bachelor's and master's degree and the likes. Now, we also have 68% of this population being private employees. And all of these employees fall under 16 educational classification. And there's also 13 occupational classification from this data set. We also, from our analysis, found out that 77% of these employees fall below the age of 51 and 23 being 51 upwards. 45% of this population, this employee population, is married, and we have the 55% falling under other categories, which I will show in a bit. And 91% of this data set do not have capital gains. And what's capital gain? Capital gain is more like a profit on the sales of assets. So in our analysis, we would show how this does not really affect the income of individuals in a way. Now, of the data set, we've also found out that 84% of this population set are Britons, and there are 42 distinct countries, but 84% of them are from just one country. It shows the level of diversity and inclusion and how poor it is in this data set we've worked on. And I'll go straight into some of the key insights. As you can see from the first chart, which is talking about the educational distribution, the highest number of employees fall are those who have just high school graduates. But we've earlier mentioned that taking a cumulative view of everything, about 55% of this population set sought higher education upward. That's those who have master's degree, PhD, bachelor's, and professional qualifications. We also found out that in terms of work classification, 84% of we found out that 68% rather of this work classification work in the private, and we can see we've sorted. We found out that there are also 13 classifications of occupation, and this happens to be the 5 highest of this classification. They belong to the professional specialty, sales, transport, moving, technical support, and protective services. We also have unspecified, which is summing up to about 1,649 employees who did not specify their occupational classification. Talking about income analysis, on the average, those who have higher education earn more. And in terms of higher education, those who have master's and bachelor's degree earn more. As we can see, PhD falls roughly under, on average, looking at it on the average, those who have PhD earn lesser than those who have master's and bachelor's degree, and this is some sort of discrepancy, but yeah, this is what the data is showing us. In terms of income, we have married couples to have the higher income, and other classification shows fall below. The unmarried, the divorced, the separated, and the widows, but there's more of income from those who are married based on the data set. Now, income distribution, we've also seen that the private sector has more income, looking at it from a total point of view. But taking the average, we find out that the private sector falls way below average, and the state government has more income on average. And this is as a result of the population. When you check how much the total private population is earning divided by the total population of private employees, that's the reason why we are having lesser average income for the private compared to other work class. Now, in terms of age distribution, I earlier mentioned that 77% of these employees fall below 50. And as you can see, they earn the higher proportion. But taking average, which helps us tell what the average is in total, we find out that they are roughly almost the same, with everybody earning an average income of above 40,000. But still, we have the highest segment to be those who fall within the age of 31 to 50. Now, in terms of demographics, income, classifying income by race, the white population has more in total, but when it comes to average, they fall just below Asians. The Asians have earned more on average compared to other racial group. And in terms of income based on male and female, the total income, male earn total more income compared to the female, and on the average, male also earn a significant portion, but just I wouldn't say significant, just a minute portion, because the difference is just roughly 1-2%. And then in terms of gender classification, they are more male compared to the female. And in terms of racial classification, the white is way more compared to other classification as earlier specified. 84% of this total population set is Britain. And in terms of capital gain, we can see that a high number of the population do not have capital gain. Of those who have capital gain, those with higher income have more capital gain compared to the others when you look at it from the total point of view. But looking at it on the average, it tells a different story. Though those with higher income still have more capital gain, we still also find out that those with no capital gain at all still earn more income on the average compared to those with medium and low capital gain. So this shows us that capital gain does not really significantly boost income. That's what this average has showed us per the analysis we've made. In terms of geographical insights, we'll find out that there are barely any employees from Africa or Australia. Most are from Central America, Europe, and Asia. And we've mentioned that there are 42 distinct countries, but 84% of this population is from the United Kingdom, and roughly 16% is from the remaining 41 countries, which shows the level of diversity and inclusion that is very, very poor in this data set we've analyzed. And based on everything we've said and given the limited time we have, we've come to the following recommendation. We would expect that this company looks to strengthen talent and training pipelines. And some of the things they can do would be to launch degree completion programs for mid-education staff, hire externally for postgraduate specialty. And we've also decided that there should be a pay alignment and progression with qualification, because we can see from one of the charts that I had earlier shown that a bachelor degree holders earn more on the average compared to someone who has a PhD. So we've also seen from another chart that the state's employees earn more than those who work in private. So it would be our recommendation to try and benchmark private pay against public sector rates, and then more importantly, to champion diversity and inclusion, because yes, we can see that from a total population of from a total of 42 countries, 84% of them are just those in the UK. So definitely diversity and inclusion is something that needs to be worked on. And lastly, that's about all on the analysis we've been able to make from the data set. I want to give a special shout out to the entire RKY career team for this comprehensive training in data analytics tool, which includes Excel, SQL, Power BI, Tableau, PowerPoint, and AI in data analytics. To the facilitators, your professionalism and commitment leaves a lasting impression, and your guidance has been both motivating and impactful. You've equipped us to support strategic decision-making and enhance operation using data-driven approaches. This hands-on experience has been empowering and transformative, serving as a strong foundation for anyone aspiring to excel in data-focused careers. Thank you, Team RKY Careers. You guys rock. Cheers. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening. Thank you very much. Can anyone hear me, please?
Yes,
we
can hear you.
good.
I think Adenike is muted.
I was just hoping I haven't been speaking to myself.
I can hear Abisoye.
Sorry, we can't hear you.
Well, my presentation is over. It's a 10-minute presentation.
Thank you, Adebayo. She's probably having network issues. She will rejoin now.
Okay.
I think to save time, I think the judges can pass their comments.
Thank you. Yes, thank you, Mr. Toba. So we have our judges here. We have Joshua Ayeni. We also have Oluwaseun, Daniel Oshinsonya, Olufemi, Michael, Oladipo, and Chinaza Elubike. So who wants to go first, please? Is Joshua here? I think Daniel is on the call.
Okay. Yes, this is Joshua.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
You can go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go first. Thank you very much, Adebayo. That was a succinct presentation. I like how your team actually hit the nail on the head and gave us a very good overview from the onset, from the start of your presentation. So when someone is looking at data or insights from data from the top perspective, sometimes you really need to see the overview first, so you understand what exactly you're trying to see when you go deeper into the data. I also like how you compared average variables. You talked about the variable and you also talked about the average part of it. Why that's very important and is good is you might give us the basic variable, but sometimes when decisions want to be made, it might be impacting certain variables, and so when you give us the average based on that, it helps for decision making. That was really good as well. Some areas where I expected that you probably speak more about how the data further impacts the business or the organization as a whole, but I didn't get that. But all in all, it was okay. And I also like your recommendations at the end, because when I looked at the classification of the gender, for example, I was expecting that definitely I should see something regarding that in the recommendation. I was expecting you would say it when you're doing the presentation, but I didn't get that. But I could see that you actually eventually mentioned that in the recommendation, which was very okay. So for me, that was a good presentation. Well done, Adebayo and co.
Thank you very much.
Olufemi, you can go ahead, please.
Hi everyone. Is it only for me or should I go ahead?
Yes, Daniel, please, you
Yes,
can go ahead.
Daniel, go ahead.
Oh, okay, all right. Thank you very much for having me. I'm honored to be here. First and first, I would like to say like every day we keep learning new things. At least from what you presented, I've been able to learn 1 or 2 things. I'm still new in the role. I think it's just been like 8 months in my current role. So yeah, but the presentation was good. I like the fact it was brief. When you're presenting to managers as at work, they like when we hit the nail on the head. Like you just want to see it because they don't have so much time, and you're able to do that effectively. Just some little bit of corrections that just like to point out is just maybe like there was particular charts where you used different colors for maybe for male and female. Maybe we should make the colors um similar for male, maybe deep blue for male, deep blue for female, because some people they always go into detail. They want everything to be granular. They want to go down to see everything. But apart from that, I think it was a good one.
I noticed this.
Yeah, you did. That's good. So for me, it's good. Thumbs up. Nice one, guys. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Right, okay, I'll just jump in there. Yeah, I think it was a great presentation. I like the fact that you started with like the problem statement. You made it clear what the objective of the analysis was, which is always a very good start. I like the use of the map. It was very maps are always very simple, and they tell the old story without you having to look at so much. So already we could see that the distribution of the 16 countries, where the employees are from, which is always very good. I just took down a few notes of things that probably maybe you could look at adding to the presentation. So firstly, I think it would have been nice to see a layout of a dashboard. It just more or less shows at a glimpse. I know there were a lot of snippets of the visuals, but a dashboard that just shows an overview of the entire story. Because for me, I feel like, with data analysis, you're the script writer, you are the one telling the story, and with the dashboard, it's kind of sums up the entire story that you're trying to tell. That would have been nice, and then having the dynamic dashboard where we could see that it's a bit interactive in terms of maybe you've added some filters, you've added some slicers, where anyone who wants to because it's good for stakeholders who just want all the important stuff to take home and make a decision. But if you have other people within your stakeholders that want to dive a bit deeper and explore the data, get more insight from it, that would showcase that. And the recommendations were quite direct. So sometimes what you want to link is what visual or insight that is driving each recommendation. Yeah, I know you've put the summary there, so you want to add. So for the first one, you want to say what exactly that you found within the visuals, within the data set, the analysis that you did that is driving each particular recommendations. Linking it always gives that just drives it home, much better. But all in all, was a good presentation.
Thank you very much. That's it.
Okay. Like our judges have said, it was an amazing presentation. Sorry, guys, I got locked off for a bit. Well done, Adebayo and team.
Quantum finance.
Have any other? Yeah. Do we have any one of our judges too that still wants to make a comment before we move on to the next presenter? Okay. Next presentation is by the TFT Marketing Agency. But before I take them, if there is no other judge that will be making a comment, I wanted to ask, do we have any questions for the team, for Adebayo and his team, for Quantum Finance? Do we have any questions for them? Looks like there's no question. So if there's no question, let me just introduce the next team. So please share a screen. TFT Marketing Agency, team name Smart Stack, Industry Sales and Marketing. And I know presentation will be done by Olayinka Adamu and Christopher Emeka Izilo. So please share your screen, guys. You have the floor.
Hear me?
Yes,
Hello,
we
can you
can.
hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
And I hope you can see my screen as well.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Christopher Ezilo, and I am a sales analyst with TFT Marketing Agency. Today, I will be presenting insights from our recent project, which is titled CAF Commerce Intelligence, which is also data-driven coffee shop sales analysis. Our goal was to use real sales data to unlock hidden opportunities that can boost revenue, optimize operations, and improve customer satisfaction across all store locations. A quick introduction. As our coffee shop chain expands, so do the challenges around sales, inventory, and customer understanding also expands. This project uses real transaction data to uncover insights into product performance, customer behavior, peak hours, and store efficiency. There's the names of all our team members who participated in this project. And a quick one on our vision, mission, and mandate. Our vision is to empower smarter decision with real-time insights. Our mission is to analyze sales data and review opportunity for revenue growth. And our mandate is to guide pricing, promotions, and product strategy using evidence from actual store performance. Moving to the next slide, our project objectives. Our objective was to optimize inventory and prevent stockouts. 2, improve staffing and operation by tracking peak hours. 3, to drive revenue with bundling and upselling. 4, tailored offerings by location. And number 5, guide decision with clear data insight. Data source and methodology. Our data came from SQL, which was extracted, where we extracted our daily transactions. We cleaned it in Excel, removing null values, aligned data types, and analyzed in Power BI. We used KPIs, bar chart, line graph, pie chart, and slicer to build a fully interactive report, which you will see later on. Product performance. We discover from our analysis that Bristol Express led with £94,000 revenue, followed by Brood Chair, which has 18k pounds, and Hot Chocolate, which has £75,000. We also saw Green Bean from the bottom 10 products, which is at the bottom, at just 1.3k pounds, underperforming significantly from the graph, as you can see. And we also had our store performance. And in the store performance, we discovered that Havila Kitchen topped store revenue at 243k pounds, with transaction fairly even across all locations. This suggests that Havila may be excelling at upselling or premium pricing. We recommend replicating their successful tactics in other branches, which is the Aston Calf and the Lover Haven. Then we also saw sales by time of the day. Our dashboard revealed that sales peak was between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. and after 3 p.m. activities declined speedily. We discovered that morning hours should focus on combo offers, while afternoon should introduce happy hours incentives. Monthly revenue trends. Here we discovered that the monthly revenue trends saw March with the highest monthly revenue at 27k pounds, while June lagged behind at 19k. So you can see that seasonal campaign or external promotion could explain March success, which means opportunities will be given to the other stores to repeat in the underperforming months. So like July, we could begin to look at what we did in March that made it go high to help increase those other months that underperformed. Moving to the next slides, the revenue by product category. We discovered that cafe dominated with 278k pounds revenue, followed by tea at 203 and bakery at 84. This confirms coffee's central role in the business model and justifies continuous investment in that segment. We saw the store versus product category as well, where coffee outperformed in every location, but Havila Kitchen also excelled in loose tea and coffee bean, suggesting a tailored menu strategy. So in this place, we discover in as much as coffee had the highest sales, we noticed that the teas were also tailored down to loose tea and coffee bean. We also recommend adjusting stock and promotions based on this location specific references. This is the sales and revenue dashboard, where we highlighted all the graphs and the slicer, how everything went. From the look of it on the screen, you can see. Then without much waste of our time, I move to the recommendation. Final recommendations. Number one, we recommend that they boost inventory planning, prioritize stocking of Prioritize stocking of Barista Express, broad chow, and hot chocolate, top performers by revenue. We also recommend that they consider reducing low-performing items like green beans to free up inventory space and reduce waste. 2. To replicate Havila Kitchen strategy. Havila Kitchen achieved the highest revenue, which is 243K, despite similar transaction volumes across stores. Investigate upselling methods, layout design, or loyalty scheme that might be replicable across Lover, Heaven, and others. 3. To target peak hours with promotions. Sell peak between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. with sharp decline after 3 p.m. We should introduce morning combo of flash deals between 9 to 11 a.m. and happy hour discounts after 3 p.m. to lift afternoon sales. 4. To stabilize revenue in low-performing months. We discovered that March led with highest revenue of 27K, while June underperformed at 19K. Investigate marketing activities in March to replicate successful strategy and design special June performance to drive traffic. And the last but not the least, tailor stock per location. Coffee constantly leads by store, but Havila Kitchen also excel in loose tea and bean. We also recommend that the stock level and displays should reflect local demand. Because data suggests that the store-specific preference do exist. Summary and closing. To conclude, this project highlights the value of data-driven decision by understanding our customers, peak sales windows, and store performance. We were better equipped to increase revenue and improve the customer's experience. Hello, can you hear me? Our special thanks goes to the RKY. We would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to RKY Career Group for their invaluable support and guidance throughout this data analysis journey. Your mentorship and resource has played a key role in helping us build practical skills, grow our confidence, and successfully navigate the world of data analytics. Thank you for investing in our growth and learning. Thank you all. At this junction, we could say your questions are highly welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Christopher. Thank you and well done. Olufemi, please, you can go on.
That's a very good presentation, Mr. Christopher. I think I like the way you started the presentation by taking ownership and introducing yourself as a staff of the marketing company. So that was a great one. I do not want to compete in the same job as you and go for an interview. So yeah, that was a very good one. Yeah, so I love the great use of the trend line just to show the visual using the trend line to show how the performance was over a period of time. That's always a very good one when you're working with trend analysis. So that was good, and I like the fact that you didn't just leave us with a trend line. You gave us an explanation of what caused the spike during the trend. That was also a very good one. I like the use of your clustered charts using the legend, just showing us different variables at the same time, and we can, easily know which is which, and we can see what you're trying to tell us. So that was also good. And thank you very much for adding a dashboard. It's always good to see, so that, because at the end of the day, when you publish your reports, it's the dashboard that tells the entire story. It's not every time you get a chance to add to make it into a presentation. Once you publish it to the Power BI service, that's it's out there, and you're left with maybe just the annotations that you can add to each visuals to then explain further. So thank you for giving us a dashboard, and also thank you for linking your recommendation to the insights that you found during the analysis. Is always very, very good. So thank you for that. So just a few things I wanted to note that that could have been better. A lot of the time, you want your visuals to do most of the talking. So the way you outline your visuals matters a lot. So it's not all the time. If you're working with a larger data set where you have maybe 120 products or 1,200 products, you don't have the luxury of detailing everything in a bar chart. So what you want to do is filter out what is the top 10, what's the top 5, what's the top 20. So it's always a good use using the top filters as well. And the layouts in the naming convention. So also you want to ensure that during your presentation, I can see it's fine on the dashboard, but if you have like snippets of your visuals and you're putting it into a presentation, you also want to be sure that the font types and the font sizes are consistent, because you might get into an audience where you might have visually impaired people. You also want to be sure that your presentation is very much inclusive of anyone that might have any visual impairment, and they can easily, it's very legible and also I think it was just little bits of, just how do they say it? Crossing the T's, dotting the I's in the presentation that just needs to be, worked on. But aside that, it was a great presentation. The dashboard is lovely. Dynamic visuals. You're giving us line charts. You're giving us bar charts. You're giving us, different filters on there as well, and slicers, which is very good. I can see, the pads giving us summaries. At one glance, we can almost follow you through the story. So great presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, Olufemi. Daniel, can we have your feedback for the team?
Okay, hi. Mr. Christopher. That was it was quite good. The one of my favorite part of the presentation was the chart when you're comparing the time of the day that the coffee sells, that the sales moves fast. The managers, they like seeing those kind of information. They want to know when it's very important to know the chart that talks about revenue at the point in time when they make revenue. They like knowing those moments. Is very important, because those are the time they tend to make some decisions, maybe to ship out more products or send out more staff. So those charts are very, very important. And so my advice is just that we should focus more on the charts. Let the chart do more of the stories. I noticed that there were some charts that the write-up was a bit bolder than the chart. So the chart should emphasize, should do more of the talking. And the introduction was a bit long. I think it can be shorter. The introduction part, it could be a bit short. Then the dashboard, the dashboard. I like the slicer. It's very nice. You could just click on any of the product to see the performance of any product, like the bakery, the coffee, and that, which was very good. We like seeing things like that. Just I think for a dashboard, just format it better, make it a bit more aligned. Those charts, some of them had K, some of them had some, the underscore. That's the title of the charts. I think we could do without, we could rename the title of all the charts, removing the underscores from it to make it more presentable. Apart from that, I think it was quite good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay then. Well done, Christopher and Tim. Well done, TFT Marketing Agency. Do we have any questions or any further input from the other judges and from everybody here? Okay, in the absence of none, I think we can just move ahead. Well done once again, Christopher. Now, quickly, before I introduce the next team that will be presenting, I just wanted to quickly find out, do we have students from, data student from 14.0? Are you guys on the call?
Yes, we got one.
Okay, it's very, very important that you guys are taking notes, because next Data Insights, you guys will be the ones on the floor having to do give your own presentation. So it's very important that you are taking notes. What were the things that the judges liked? What were the advice they gave? What were the feedbacks that they gave? That way you can also implement it in your learning. It's one of the reasons why we have these Data Insight programs and why we want you guys to be on the call. Okay. Now, moving forward, we'll have our next presenter, that we have Synaptics Digital Solution, team name Data Forge, and their industry is tech, and their presenter is named Ismaila Adeshino Using. Please, Team Synaptics, you can go ahead. Team Data Forge, apologies, you can go ahead and share your screen. You have the floor.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I am going to first apologize for if there's any interruption while I'm presenting due to some unforeseen circumstances. This is a Data Forge group, and work on tech projects. The project title. Sorry, can we do the presentation last? Can the next distant present, then we do our presentation last, please? Is it possible?
Is there a reason why you guys can present now?
Yes, there is something I'm attending to right now. It's an emergency.
Oh, okay then. Team Alpha Else, are you guys ready for us? Michael Abiodun and Adebanke Esther, are you guys ready for us? Ismaila, is there somebody else from your team that can do the presentation? Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. Team Alpha Else, are you guys on the call? Michael Abiodun, Adebanke Esther. I know I saw Adebanke on the call earlier. Okay. Are you guys ready? Hello, Adebanke, are you guys ready?
Just a minute, please.
Okay then. So, while Team Synaptics attend and Data Forge, while they attend to their emergency, we're going to be having Team Alpha Health. Company name, Core Success Medical Center, Industry, Health and Care. If you've been wondering, how does data science apply in the healthcare industry? I want to become a data scientist, but I also want to work in the healthcare industry. How can I apply my knowledge in this center? Previously, we've had from different sectors, from sales and marketing, which just concluded. We also had in the beginning finance. We've had different application of data, from application of data in finance, different application in sales and marketing. Now, while we wait for Team Data Forge, we'll be going into the medical industry. Once again, Team Alpha Health, company name Core Success Medical Center, presented by Michael Abiodun and Adebanke Esther Okulalo. You guys have the floor.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Michael. We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes, I got locked out. I'm sorry about that.
No problem. Just share your screen again, and then we can kick off.
Just quickly. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so good afternoon, everybody. My name is Michael Abiodun, and I'm doing this presentation on behalf of the Alpha Health team. Right, so the title of our project is the Hospital Patient Analytics, where we uncovered patient care insight. So we carried out this insight for Core Success Medical, as you can see on the slide. So basically, our objectives, all right, in some few sentences, is basically to analyze inpatient admissions, look at the clinical procedures, look at the financial metrics, and in order for the stakeholders, which in this case is Core Success Medical, all right, to have a better understanding of patient demographics, admission trend, procedure volumes, diagnosis patterns, financial performance. Is important for us to be able to identify and point out to our client if they are actually making profit, and also having a clearer understanding of the severity of illness or diseases in that institution. All right, so I've said a lot about Core Success Medical, but the problem statement here is the fact that us healthcare administrators and clinicians currently lack a unified data-driven approach, to pinpoint performances gaps. So it's important, really important for us to merge healthcare alongside with data, so that we can offer good quality service for the patient. So this is the team, the Alpha Health team, made up of very competent data analysts that have been trained by ROKY, and we want to say very big thank you for impacting in us these great skills. All right, so without much ado, let's dive into this slide. So basically, it's like we said, we want to look at the trends of admission, which is very important. All right, so we were able to point out that there was a total admission of about 26,583 recorded in 2016. Unfortunately, for the data we got, it only came with one discharge year, so it was a bit difficult for us to analyze how admissions changed over time. But we had this discussion with our stakeholders, and they were happy that we just go along with the discharge year of 2016. So this was also part of our recommendations to the institutions that going forward, we would like to work with other discharge years. All right. So basically, the total admission by service area was also pointed out, and it was very clear that we had York City amounting for the highest number of admissions, and that's up to about 10,000, followed by Long Island and Western. All right. And when we move quickly into the facility, which is very important because this is a group of hospitals. All right, we also our data analysis was able to point out that in as much as certain institutions amounted for a whole number of admissions, Some institutions also amounted for just 2 admissions in a whole year. All right, so this also form part of our recommendations in order for the institutions to know, probably to merge these institutions in order for them to optimize their profit. So basically, this slide is just telling us about the total admission by service year and also by facility, ranking the highest facility and the service area, and also pointing to us the total admission of 26,583. All right. So like you are aware, when it comes to institutions or the hospitals, of course, we have different people who go into institutions, who go into hospitals. All right. So this slide is pointing us to demographic analysis. And this was very important because it's important for us to understand if we have so much admissions, how many are females, how many are males. So we have this visual here that pointed out to the total admissions by gender. And it was very clear that we have more female than male. And there's a reason for this when we do a deep dive into the analysis, and that will be shared with us in the next slide. All right, also going also to the visuals that talked about the total admission by age group, it was very clear that 50 to 69 age group amounted for a higher number of total admission. And there's also a reason for this as well, which we will point out to you in the next slide. And also talking about the total admission by race, it was very obvious that the white race had the highest number of total admission, followed by the Black African and other races as well. And also we have the average length of stays in the institutions. And despite the fact that 50 to 69 amounted for the total admission by age group, we pointed out that age 0 to 17 amounted for a longer average length of days for such people. And there's also a reason for this, which we'll point out to you in the next slide. So yeah, so what's the next slide here saying? All right, so this is about the clinical analysis, which is very important and it is very related. So there's a relationship, right, between the demographic analysis and the clinical analysis. And this is what we're able to point out to our clients. So the question is, why do we have more females than males? Why do we have more white people visiting our institution than other races, right? Why do we have age 50 to 69, amounting for the total, the highest total admission in terms of age group? The answer is not far-fetched, and this is what this slide is pointing to the stakeholders. All right, so when you look at the total admission by CCS diagnosis description, all right, rheumatoid arthritis amounted for the total number, all right, and when you link these to the gender in terms of female and male, all right, studies have shown, and this is quite evident in the medical world, that women tend to present with rheumatoid arthritis compared to male. All right, so that was why we had more females in that institution compared to male, because the diagnosis that occurred most frequently was rheumatoid arthritis. All right, and that shows the pointer to the institution that the institution is probably an institution that is specialized in the treatment of rheumatoid arthritis. So this settles the reasons why we have more female compared to male. Furthermore, when you look at the visuals here that talk about the popular CCS procedure code by gender, all right, you have the male also amounting for the same. And the code 153, which is the popular code in the institution, is a code that represents hip replacement. All right, and scientific studies have also shown that women carry out more hip replacement than men. All right, so this also buttresses the fact why we have more female in the institution. All right. Also, when you look at the age of 50 to 69, all right, it's also very evident, all right, that the people who carry out this hip replacement, or the people who present more with rheumatoid arthritis, all right, have the age of 50 to 80, all right. So we have more of the 50 to 69 compared to the 70 and above. So this just shows you why we have these numbers in such high population and why we have more women than males in that institution. All right. And also very important, the severity of illness admissions is predominantly moderate. All right. So we have more moderate cases amounting to 50.42%, followed by minor cases. So that is also going to help us in establishing why we should pay more attention, all right, to major cases and not the minor cases. So, and that takes me to the financial analysis, which is very important, which is what we wanted to also point out to our client. So having all of this population in your institution and having them come for treatment for rheumatoid arthritis, hip replacement, and all that, are we profitable? All right, the data we got, all right, only provided us with total charges and total cost. But because the team of Alpha Health were properly trained by ROKY, all right, we were able to employ the use of calculated columns, all right, in our Power BI for us to arrive at this total profit. So this total profit was a data that we incorporated into the existing data that we got from our stakeholders, and this was clearly pointed out to our stakeholders as well. So is the institution profitable? Yes. The institution makes 1 billion, and this profitability cut across the facility. All right, the facilities were profitable in the year 2016 under review. Unfortunately, we couldn't review other years because we were not provided with the data for other years. But for 2016, by facility, the institution was very, very profitable, and also by diagnosis. So what this means is you might be profitable by facility, or you might not also be profitable by diagnosis. But in the case of Cost Success Medical Group, all right, we were able to point out to the institution that by facility, which talked about the building and hall of the department, all right, and also when we now do a deep dive into the diagnosis that goes on in each department, all right, the institution was still above board. So they were still very, very profitable in that regard. So that settled the financial analysis. And also, we also were asked to look at the patient disposition and their outcomes. It was very clear from our analysis that a whole lot of patients prefer or were disposed to going into home health services after being discharged, right? And rather than going into skilled nursing home and the like. So the home health services amounted for 14,595. All right. And bear in mind that the home services is still an organization that is owned by the institution. So it pointed to the institution that, yes, we have a whole lot of patients who, after being discharged, go into the home health services, right? But we still have more patients with minor severity of illness ending up in skilled nursing facilities. And that was what this analysis was able to point out to our client, that the skilled nursing facilities is a specialized facility that should be dealing with major severity of illness. But in this data, more minor cases were going into the skilled nursing compared to the majority of severity. And also by this data, we came up with a recommendation that suggested to the institution that they have to upscale on their home health services. All right. So when you're looking at the last visual here, which talked about diagnosis by readmission, all right. So it was very clear that osteoarthritis patients are likely to return soon because they experience, high severity and high mortality. And we're able to point this out to our client. Yes, so talking about our recommendations to the client, all right, we recommended that for us to have much more robust analysis, it's important that we have multiple years for us to compare profitability from previous year and into the current year, and also for us to compare admission in the previous year compared to this current year, and also the procedure volumes, the diagnosis and all of that. Is very important that we have multiple years, and this point was made very clear to the institution. And we recommended also that because we have 50 to 69 age group, as in total admission, the age group of 50 to 69 were quite more. We recommended an introduction of specialized care pathways, right, for this age group, right, and also in order for us to mitigate complications that arises from rheumatoid arthritis and also from hip replacement. Already, yes, the institution is specialized in this regard, but because we have more population, it could be overwhelming. So we recommended there should be a specialized care pathway to help manage the population. And also talking about the disposition of the client to health home facilities, we recommended that the institution should scale up home health visits. Right, this would really help to relieve the pressure on the skilled nursing facility. And also we recommended telemonitoring and to start a pilot home rehab programs in order to reduce the pressure on the skilled nursing facility. Lastly, on our recommendation, all right, it's very important that we make this known that gone are the days where healthcare doesn't mix with data analysis. It's important that there should be a regular meeting between clinicians, managers, analysts each month in order for us to assign clear actions to track progress, to track our profitability, to track where we are making profit, where we need to allocate more resources. And all of this can be done when data merges very well with healthcare. All right. So on that note, we want to say very big thank you to ROKY for instilling in each and every one of us this skill. We were able to learn Excel, do more deep dive into Excel, SQL, Tableau, Power BI. A lot of us, a couple of months ago, didn't even know what this was all about. But right now, we are all up to the task. We are all confident to deal with data, to analyze data, to clean data, to modify, manipulate, to analyze it. And of course, we just want to say big thank you to ROKY Careers for this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Well done. A big well done to you, Michael. First off, I have to give it to you guys. The fact that it wasn't yet time for you guys to present, you're able to jump right into it, present. You displayed clear knowledge of your subject matter. You showed that, yes, we worked on this data set. I know everything about this data set. You displayed thought leadership, and it was really amazing to see. You can even see it from the reactions from everybody listening in. I think I can say that we all enjoyed your presentation very much. But though I do have to caution you, because you spent way more time than allocated.
Apologies.
So please be time cautious. But overall, I have to say, beautiful presentation. Well done. Okay, let's hear from our judges. Joshua, let's hear from you. Michael, go back to your presentation. You have minimized the exactly. Joshua, can we get your feedback?
Yeah, thank you very much. This presentation was spot on. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed it from the start to the finish. he really showed that he worked in depth, on this data, and showed that he actually understood the data entirely. All through the presentation, I couldn't pick out something that I feel, is a fault or something I want him to adjust. It just speaks directly to everything. I like the fact that there's a breakdown of each section, and as we go along, it was explaining each of those, the demographic area, the clinical analysis. I also enjoyed the financial analysis a lot. I like the fact they broke it down so well. I'm not sure there's anything I need to take away or add to this presentation. It's just very spot on, from me.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Joshua. To our other judges, do you guys have any more addition, any subtraction to add? Any feedback, anything you think they could have done better? Please, you have the floor.
Hi.
Femi, you have the floor.
Hello. Daniel speaking.
Okay, Daniel, please go ahead.
Okay, I'll be really quick. I just want to ask just one quick question. Do you work in NHS right now? I mean, I was asking the presenters.
Michael, the question is to you.
Do you work in NHS right now?
Well, I don't work in NHS, but I have science background. I'm a scientist, so I'm currently a public health practitioner.
No, I mean, if you send this across to them now, I'm sure, as in, like it's top notch. Like everything was just spot on. There's really nothing we can pick out. It was a very, very good presentation. Just the only tiny bit, those little thing that just maybe if I could have seen the first deck, the first page, if I could have seen it by month, I don't think it was there, or I missed it out. Like, when you're doing the analysis, you said it was just 1 year, but I would have loved to see the admission by month. Maybe it was not in the data, but at least just to see if maybe during summer we had higher.
Yeah.
It wasn't provided exactly. Yeah, so apart from that, bro, it was top notch. It was top notch. Thank you very much. Nice one.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done. Well done. Olufemi, you wanted to say something. You wanted to give a quick feedback.
Yeah. I was just going to speak on a few things. I think it was really great presentation. It was very well. You took us through all of the analysis that was done. And you also, reminded all of us that there is nothing wrong in having more than a one-pager dashboard. If you need to expatiate on your analysis, you can use multiple pages, because it looks like you had snippets of different pages of the dashboard, even though they seem like they were not fully completed. But at least that shows everybody that you don't have to stick with just one page that summarizes everything. You can always use multiple pages. Just a few things that I picked out was the fact that I think, again, during your analysis, there were a lot of objectives that you were trying to answer, because initially when you took us to the objective, I think the end of it was profitability, but along the line there was a bit of digression into other things. I'm not quite sure, maybe you were trying, it was showcasing that there were a lot of analysis that you were doing and you're going to answer a lot of questions, but sometimes it's always very good to just stick to what the objective is. If it's profitability, take us through the story of profitability. If it's improving healthcare access, take us through the story of healthcare access. Maybe I'm saying this because I do work in the NHS, so and I do know that you have one of the toughest tasks. When obviously you mentioned that you took a lot of time, I was going to jump in and defend you that yes, healthcare data takes a lot of time actually. Yes, I do understand that you had by far one of the toughest tasks, when it comes to healthcare data. So it just a bit of that. Also, you want to be sure that you're consistent with your funds, and you had a few visuals where you didn't give us what the what the calibration was. I think it was the diagnosis by readmission. We didn't see what scale that you were measuring by, but we could see the bar charts, but we just didn't see what the scale was. Yeah, so I think that diagnosis by readmission, I think that was the one. That was the one I picked out. So it's always good to just tell us what you're measuring by. Is it up to 15,000? Is it up to 50,000? It's always good to because it just catches the eye. But overall, it was a really, really great presentation.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. Michael, were you going to say something?
No, I just wanted to appreciate all the feedbacks. I agree with the last. I think I just wanted. Don't let me say anything. But thank you very much.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Well done to you and well done to the team once again. These feedbacks are very, very important as you progress in your career, as you further your career. And this goes out to everybody that's presented. Please don't just stop here. Utilize LinkedIn, post your data set. You can tag RKY. We'll ensure to repost to give you guys more visibilities. Let people see that, oh, this person is no longer just working here. They've moved on. They are a data analyst. They've worked on a data set. They can do this. They have this skill set at hand. Well done to the team once again. I think now we can go to our last presenter for the day. Before I go, any questions for the team? Before Michael leaves, finally, any questions for Alpha L, Team Alpha L from the general public? Okay, no questions. Data Forge, you have the floor. Please be time conscious. Let's go.
Good afternoon, everyone. I apologize for the previous interruptions. My name is Ismail Hosseini Adishino, and we are Data Forge Group presentation, and our project title is an on-track insight, optimizing rail ticketing and journey performance. So we have our agenda for this project: introductions about us, data description and objective, the data dashboard overview, and we are going to be showing analytical insights that shows the sales and revenue insights, that shows the timeline and delay analysis, passenger and ticket behaviors, route and station trend, and we are going to also provide some recommendations from our analysis, and also our team will give speech, then we move to question and answer. About us, Synaptic Digital Solution is a data analytics firm dedicated to providing intelligent, interactive insight that directs operational excellence. And our mission is to empowering businesses with smart digital solutions and actionable insights. So shout out to all the teams that participated in this project. And the objective of this project is to enhance revenue, functionality, customer experience, and route efficiency by leveraging data insights on payments method, journey performance, and purchasing behavior. And in achieving this objective, these are the analytical tools we used: SQL, Excel, Power BI Desktop, and PowerPoint. And this is our dashboard that shows our financial analysis dashboard. This is a financial analysis dashboard that summarizes the financial of the train. We have the total revenue, we have the minimum price of the train tickets and the maximum price. We have the average price as well display, and we have various channels where the revenue is being generated, online and station. We have ticket type, advance, off-peak, and anytime. So the revenue shows the financial analysis, which is going to be we have other sessions that we break and explain each chart. Then we also have our customer experience dashboard. This customer experience dashboard display the top 7 common reasons for delay, the top 5 arrival destinations, the reason for cancellation and delay, and the cost implication of all of it. So now let's dive into the analytical insights. So we are going to start from the sales and revenue. So we show, as we know, our total revenue for is 741,000 K, and we analyze it by month to know which month gives us the more revenue. So in our analysis, we discovered that in January, we have a revenue peaked and it dipped in February. Then due to technical issue, as we analyze further, so we also noticed a moderate recovery in March and maintained to April, then a sharp decline in December. So which is, you can see by the on the screen that we show it by the line charts. Also, we have our sales by purchase channels. We have two purchase channels. People buy through online or stations. As we can see that online ticket sales generated about 382,071,710, surpassing the station purchase, which highlights a shift towards the digital buying preferences. So this also further explains more about sales and revenue. So we have different payment methods given to us. We have card, contactless, and debit card. As we can see that credit card accounted about 63% of the ticket sales, followed by the contactless and debit card, indicating a strong preference for card-based digital payments. As you see that on the screen, that we use a bar chart to display that so we can explain to us that we have preference for credit card purchases, and we also shows our average price by payments method. The the average price given we are able to generate across is £23.44. So using the debit card, we have average card of 31.47 and credit card 24.54. Contactless, we have 20.25. So the average price is 23.44 across all the prices, with higher price associated with station and debit card payments, as you can see on the screen, while the online and contactless users pay less. So highlighting price differences by payments method. So I would like to explain this further. If you can see that the credit card generated more revenue here under the frequency of payments method, but on our credit card in the average price, it has lower price compared to the debit card. This is because the average price for debit card could be more because the number of transactions could be less, but the prices of the ticket that was bought using debit card could be high. So because of that, we're going to have the average price of debit card higher than the credit card, because the volume of the number of the transactions that was carried out compared with the prices, but it still doesn't mean that the credit card is not, they are the one generating more revenue with higher number of volumes, and in terms of figure revenue as well, they are the one generating more. But in average price, the debit card is the highest. Let's go to time and scheduling analysis. So this is going to show us the timing and the scheduling analysis of the journey, of the train journey. So what we did here, we want to pick the days that we are selling more tickets. So we use our ribbons chart to show that we have peak purchase time days is on Sunday, and the least days is on Thursday, as you can see on the chart here. And the ticket sales peak on Sunday, Friday, and Wednesday, suggesting key period for staffing and promotional strategies. This will enable us to know the days we can have more staffing or do promotional strategies. For those days we have high purchase period. And we also have shows our reasons for journey delayed, where we have the top reasons for journey delay is weather and technical issue. Those are the top causes of delay. Why traffic is the least common, highlighting key area for improving punctuality. And we also go ahead to show our journey timeline. So you can see that in our timeline, we have on time, we have delay, we have cancel. So about 86.82% is on time. That means the trains mostly arrive on time. But however, we have some little percentage for which is about 2.29% for delay, and cancelled is about 5.94%. So with the 86.8% of journey on time, overall reliability is high, but we still have a delay of 7.2 and cancellation of 5.9%, highlight area of operational improvement. So this is going to be showing our passenger and the ticket insights. So we want to show the railway card usage. We have a bar chart that displays that most of our customers, they are non-railway card usage, and followed by adult card users and disabled card users is the list. So most passengers, over 70%, travel without using any railway card, indicating a large segment payment full fare. So we also show the ticket type on revenue. As you can see, we have different ticket type. We have advance and off-peak and anytime. So the advance, which shows about 309,000 revenue, followed by the off-peak and anytime. Advanced ticket generate this highest revenue, suggesting many customers plan to benefit from cheaper fares. So we also have a refund request with reason. So we go ahead to show to analyze our the reason for refund, and we discover that we have about cancelled flights about 572 and delayed flight for about 546. So this is most of the reason what this shows where our refund goes to. So even though we have higher number of cancellation, with the sum of amount that goes in there is still lesser than the delay. So we have a lesser count number for delay, but most of the refund goes to delay, as you can see on the screen. Why cancellation occurs slightly more often, delay resulting in over twice the refund value compared to the cancellation. This analytical insight gives us is for the route and destination analysis. So for this, we want to know with the departure station by traffic. So we decided to show the top 5 departure station, which the London King's Cross generates the highest traffic revenue among departure station, nearly about 200K, suggesting it's a major travel hub. And York is the top arrival destination with about 185,000 in traffic, indicating a high inbound passenger volume. And London Euston appears to on both charts. As we can see, London Euston appear on both sides, and we filter for top 5. Serving has both a significant departure and arrival station. So that means London Euston serves both serves as a significant destination for both arrival and departure. So which is emphasizing its strategic importance. So after all the analysis we've given, we come up with several recommendations that solve each problems. So to enhance punctuality, we suggest that address the top delay causes, which, as we've initially projected, which is mostly weather, investing in weather resilience infrastructure, upgrading the technical and signaling system, and creating flexible staff backup and plans to reduce disruption. Use delayed trend data to schedule preventive maintenance and better allocation resources during high-risk period. And to improve customer experience, we suggest that expand real-time journey, updates via mobile and SMS to keep the passenger informed during delay. Launch a user-friendly self-services portal for booking, refund, and journey tracking. Introduce a new simple feedback loops after each trip and a satisfaction policy, e.g. delay compensation, to build trust and loyalty. And to optimize route operation, we recommended that we should focus on operational resources on the most heavily used routes, such as those connected to London King's Cross, London Euston, and York, by increasing the train frequency and deploying higher capacity train during peak time. This single targeted strategy will reduce congestion, improve journey efficiency, and maximize revenue on the busiest corridors. So thank you for everyone that our team would like to say a big thank you to Akwa Career for an incredible learning experience. Through the data analysis and the business intelligence bootcamps, we gain more than just knowledge. We develop practical skills that will stay with us. That is indeed true. The training provided an immersive experience with key industry tools like Microsoft Excel, Power BI, SQL, Tableau, and the powerful integrated of AI in data analytics. It is truly enhanced our technical abilities and analytical mindset. So we are proud of what we've learned and we're excited to put it into practice. Thank you once again, Akira.
Thank you so much, Ismail. I don't know what your previous emergency was, but you were able to walk through it, come back, give a calm, collected presentation. Everything was nice. I also love that you also displayed knowledge about your subject matter. It was very easy to follow. Your recommendations were straight to the point. So well done, well done. Let's hear from our judges. Time is spent. Okay, let's hear from you, Femi.
Right. Okay. So that was a great presentation. There were a couple of things that I liked about the presentation. Can you hear me? I feel like I'm echoing.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Right. So there were a couple of things I liked about the presentation. The visuals. I like the fact that I'm using top filters, telling us what the top categories are. Is always good. Not giving the stakeholders a lot to think about, just giving them what is most important. That's always a nice one. And there were a lot of analysis that was done. So there were a lot of dynamic analysis that was done, dynamic visuals, showing different variables, which is good. Just a few things that could have been added. Yeah, whenever we are creating visuals, always remember to use the unit of measurement. Is it in millions? Is it in thousands? I think there were a couple of visuals there, like the average price by payment. We just have the number, but we couldn't know whether you're talking about thousands or millions. It's not every time you get the luxury of time to say exactly, use words to then describe it. So just ensure that whenever you put a visual out there, the visual is telling everything that needs to be said. That's always a good one. And then it just needs a bit of a touch, because sometimes what gives you that professional edge is just the way you lay out your visuals, the way you clean it, the consistency in your font, the consistency in your font size is just gives like a really good touch. I also like the trend analysis, showing us the total tickets sold by month, for the year. That's always good. And then your recommendations were very spot on. They look like that they are actionable, just straight to the point on how to achieve the objective of the analysis. So well done.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other feedback from our judges? And any questions from the general public before we go on? Isaac, if I'm correct, your hand is raised. Please go ahead.
I just want to add to the presentation that was done, right? I really admire the presentation, and I wish they can actually send something like this to Northern Train, because for the recommendation part here, if Northern Train can adopt something like this, I won't be swearing for Northern Train every time, because the delay, the cancellation, and everything is always too much. So I'll just say thanks for the presentation, and it was a spot on.
Thank you so much.
Okay, well done, Ismail and team. You can hear your recommendations are spot on and very, very actionable. Okay, without much ado, let me go ahead, share my screen so we can wrap this up. First off, once again, I want to say a big thank you to everybody that has presented, every team that has presented, you guys have shown that, okay, the last couple of months you've dedicated your time to actually upskilling, to learning these skills, and there is a lot to show for it. You can see in your confidence, in your speech. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes. Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay then. So I just briefly wanted to talk, wrap this all up, wrap the data insight up by just telling you, for those that join us for the first time, those that are still sitting on the edge, oh, should I do this? Should I not do this? Why should I come on board? You can hear from our students themselves. These are people that a couple of weeks ago, they had no prior experience using these tools, being able to do these things. And just a few weeks, couple of months of dedication, this is what they've been able to produce. And that's one of the things that we pride ourselves in RKY, that with our intensive bootcamp and of course, what we call the job experience, when you're done with your bootcamp, you are able to master these tools and strategies that set you apart, that gives you that launch that you need to join the job market. So please don't sit on the fence. Ensure that you join us here at RKY. I said this before, and let me say it again. On my screen here, you can see a snapshot of other students who have shared their dashboard. Go and share your dashboard on LinkedIn. In fact, I'm not even suggesting it, I'm mandating it. Please, for everybody that's presented here, put yourself out there. More than learning is to get the word out there. When you start to send out your CVs, a lot of your recruiters will want to go and check you out on LinkedIn, right? They want to go and see, oh, has this person done this? What they said they've done in their CV, is there any digital footprint that supports that this is your digital footprint, right? And it's also one of the ways that our students elevate themselves and go to become pros in analytics. So please share your dashboard, ensure that you do that. So just to answer questions to people that are still thinking, why should I transition in tech? Today alone, we've seen different applications in healthcare, we saw in tech, we saw in sales and marketing, we saw in finance. These are different aspects, different, very, very completely different specialties where data analysis is still very relevant in them, and there's still a whole lot more. So there's a booming demand when it comes to data analytics. And whatever it is that you feel that, oh, my passion is more in line to this, you can find an application when it comes to data. Because the truth is this, data enables decision makers to make the kind of decisions that they need to do to ensure the progress of their business. And that's where you come in. Also, when it comes to tech, you have competitive salaries, innovation and creativity. There's also the room for global opportunities and the flexibility that you need to make a change. And like I was saying too, when we're talking about the healthcare vertical, we're talking about NHS and all, because yes, you can get non-clinical roles in tech with the NHS. So in case, you are thinking, I don't have the medical degree to actually go into a clinical position, I would love to work in the medical field, data analytics is one of the ways that you can do that. So be sure to apply yourself. Another thing that we are doing in RKY Career since January 2024 is to ensure that we have an AI model across all our bootcamp. AI is not just the rave, it is the future. So we are ensuring that our students and everyone in our ecosystem is positioning themselves for that right future. So from data analytics to project management to compliance to digital marketing to Scrum and Agile, we are preparing our students for the future that they need. So like I said, you don't need to sit on the fence. You can go on Google, wherever it is that you trust, whatever source that you trust to get your feedback from, you can go and check our success stories. Trustpilot, we are there. Like, these are people, these are real people. But these are real people who have passed through our bootcamp. Even right here on this call, you can hear from our students themselves. So it is very, very important that you stop sitting on the fence and come right in. Join us. Let's help you elevate your career. Let's help you upskill and take your career to the next level. One of the things that you would enjoy by coming on board with us is live expert-led trainings, building real-life products, access to your LMS, UK job reference, expert CV, and LinkedIn optimization. Like I said before, from the beginning to the end of your growth career, we are there. And we are helping you solve any problem that you might encounter every step of the way. We have bootcamps that are starting ending of this month into next month, so be sure to join on board. Be sure to come on board and join us. So there's a special offer going on right now for classes starting at just $599. UK compliance starting today, Excel starting today. The work experience program kicks off for a lot of our boot camps by August 11. Project management and business analysis is starting on the 30th of August. Digital marketing is starting on the 30th of August. Data analysis and business analysis is starting on the 30th of August. So in case you also have the question of how do I make payments? Oh, I don't have this lump sum. It's okay. Like I said, we understand that investing in your future can be a very significant decision. So we offer you the payment platforms that make it more accessible. So if you want to make an upfront payment, that's very welcome. You want to make installments payment, you want to spread out the cost, you are more than welcome to do so. And payment in installments is made possible by a couple of apps like PayPal, your ClearPay, your Klarna, your Play Later, and this can ensure that you can take it at your own pace when it comes to paying, but you still have the cost going on. You can start your journey as soon as possible. So yes, in case you also have a business or you're thinking of starting a business, or that's where you're more inclined, you feel like I'm not for office work. Once I can leave this job, I really want to start something of my own. We have the business coaching and accelerator program for you. And here I can tell you that you don't need to have any prior experience. The reason why the business coaching is set up in the way it is set up is so that you can go from just an idea into turning that idea into a credible product that has launched. So like I said, don't sit on the fence anymore. Whichever it is that you would like to, whichever one of our services that you would like to patronize, we are here for you. Apply Body. In case you are working multiple shifts and you know that, okay, I can start to apply for jobs, but I don't even have the time. I don't have the time to create my application for each job. That's what Apply Body is here for. And like I said, for every problem that you might encounter on this your growth journey, RKY Careers we've positioned ourselves to be the solution to each of one of them, to ensure that we can assist you. We are your partners on this growth journey. You can also join the RKY affiliate programs. For a lot of us here that are alumni, when you share your link, you earn up to £50 per referral once you share your link, and these people come on board for our programs. Please, on whatever device that you listen to, Spotify, you have your podcast app, YouTube, you can listen to us on Limitless and Thriving podcast. This is where you get to hear your experts, real life story. How are immigrants in the UK? What strategies are they applying? What are they doing? Why is it working for them? You get to hear that on our Limitless and Thriving podcast. So please ensure that you do that. And lastly, the replay for this session, in case this session you feel like, oh, there's somebody I need to send this session to. I'm sure by the time they are done listening to it, it will really help them answer a lot of questions that they have. This person is trying to make a decision. Oh, can I combine data analysis with this career? Would this be? You can send them a replay and it will be available on YouTube by Monday. That being said, in case you want to contact us by any font, please, you can contact us on our email address or by our website. And that being said, thank you guys so much. Any questions for me before we call it a day? Any questions before we round up?
Hello, can you please go back to the apply? Is it apply dude or apply what? I did not see it clearly. Apply body.
Apply body.
Yeah, so how to get through to them, and then is it free or you have to pay? Like the cost for it?
Okay, so it's a paid service and it has different tiers. Under the Apply Body, in case Apply Body is tailored in such a way that whatever you want to apply for, you can. So what you need to do is to just go onto the Apply Body website. You can see www.applybody.co.uk. You can choose whichever of the tiers you want to, and you will of course also see the cost for that. So in case, oh, I just want to apply for 5 jobs, I want to apply for 10, I want to apply for 50, this is where I want to apply to, all that, our support will be more than available to help you do that. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Any other question? Any other questions? Okay, looks like that's all. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Big thank you to all our judges for making out time to join us. To every one of our presenters too, we say a big thank you. And for every one of you too that's also joined us from the comfort of your home, from work, thank you and see you later. Please enjoy the rest of your day.